You're gonna be just fine.
Oh boy, that was hilarious. What was that thing?
Why does everything in my life have to die?
Not trying to be funny, huh?
So it all started when I was just browsing the internet for facts and statistics about ABA.
What the fuck is an ABA? Oh, I see. Don't care, didn't ask. Wait, I did ask.
Eventually, I stumbled across this page. What is the autism creature, aka To Be Honest creature or Yippee, and why is it controversial?
Is it controversial? Well, I guess some people hate it.
This article overall comes across as either deceitful or just plain ignorant.
I don't know about you guys, but that sounds pretty funny to me. Can't wait for this guy to give me a little bit of funny commentary, maybe a little chuckle.
Technically, they have the right facts,
Wait, then what's the problem?
at least in some areas,
Ah, I see.
but they have the most ridiculous interpretation of them.
Is it possible to misinterpret a fact? Well, I guess it's 2022. Never mind.
The TBH in TBH creature stands for To Be Honest. TBH gives the character
Whoa, slow down there, buddy. You missed some of their text. TBH in the TBH creature stands for To Be Honest, and is associated with the expression because the creature has been shown with the initials. Ah yes, it's expression. Such a defining aspect of the autism creature. It sure is a great design. I'm glad people are trying to force it into being the representation of a disability, because it really represents me.
TBH gives the character a feeling of being genuine and earnest. He isn't trying to be funny or friendly, he merely exists.
If you have to specify what you're trying to make a character represent through its name, then maybe it isn't a good character, or even a character to begin with.
Now, to be fair,
No man, they just said it stands for To Be Honest.
I guess some people thought of it that way or felt that way.
A lot of the loving and supportive comments on my original video seem to argue the same sentiment. That it isn't really supposed to be anything, but they project themselves onto it anyway because an actual character would be too much.
Because this is a very weird lateral connection, and you're gonna see they're going to use a lot of creative methods to disguise the meme as something that's not.
Like it being related to autism.
Why are some offended by the autism creature?
I'm not really offended by it, but I do think people trying to use it as part of a joke don't understand comedy. Humor is subjective, yes. That's why I personally found it hilarious when Keemstar said, "Fucking Nick!" But there's definitely a science behind comedy. Even the shittiest random XD humor at least tends to reference a piece of media with some sort of substance to it. Like, yeah, this isn't really funny, but I mean, SpongeBob is at least a good show. But the autism creature is as close to nothing as you can possibly get. That's why it doesn't work as part of a joke or even a character. It can't even reference something greater because it's nothing. People project themselves onto it because anything more accurate to what they actually are would be insulting.
Some individuals with autism find the To Be Honest creature creepy.
I mean, take off your denial goggles for a bit and yeah, it's creepy. It's basically the amalgams from Undertale if Toby Fox was retarded neurodivergent.
They feel that the autism creature endorses negative stereotypes about people with autism. They think the character encourages the idea that people with autism are soulless, emotionless voids.
Jetzt zocke ich Fortnite und trinke Cola.
Yeah, real emotionless, soulless robot there.
I will admit, when it's animated, it almost starts to become a character, although still, by itself it's nothing. If it needs to piggyback off of an unrelated meme to have even a resemblance of substance, is it really a character? Actually, let me redo that argument of yours in a way that's actually accurate to the original meme.
Yeah, real emotionless, soulless robot there.
Yeah, that's not good.
Autistic people dislike it for very different reasons.
Holy shit, finally someone with a brain. I'm genuinely shocked you put this in your video. It basically destroys every argument you make. I'll leave this here in case you want to read it yourself, because this is genuinely a fantastic explanation of one of the reasons why I hate this meme. It's even better than anything I could wish to do.
They also feel like they don't want to be associated with things, creatures, or beasts.
I mean, yeah, I believe autism shouldn't be defined by anything.
What the heck is this even about? Literally everyone wants to associate themselves with things, creatures, and beasts. Autistic people are no exception.
I'd rather not have my disability be represented by a shitty drawing. However...
Additionally, some are offended by the character's association with the Among Us game.
It's kind of funny how the worst meme ever created is trying to be combined with the worst meme ever created.
If you couldn't tell here, they're basically projecting. They're the ones that try to rationalize ABA by saying that autistic people are inhuman.
I don't know anything about ABA, so I won't argue for or against it, but a broken clock can still be right twice a day.
They're basically trying to do what Behind the Meme did, except on purpose. Water down the meme to the point where it doesn't really have any real message or content.
How are they watering it down? What message or content does this have? Why are you bringing up Behind the Meme?
Notice how the aesthetic of autism awareness is much worse than that of autistic pride.
Of course you think it's worse. One side isn't sucking you off. Also, what the genuine hell? Autistic pride? Are there actually people trying to make you feel pride in having a disability? If you have pride in being autistic, then clearly you aren't that autistic, because I know for a fact really autistic people would kill to live without it. Personally, I think something like autism acceptance would be a much greater cause. It is undeniably a burden, but I try my best to learn from my mistakes and not be a burden on society. It's part of life and I've accepted it. Taking pride in it just seems to be denying to improve yourself and forcing everyone else to think you're normal. If you want to have pride, actually accomplish something with your life. Have a reason to be proud of yourself.
And this extends to the art, but I'm mainly talking about how they describe their ideology. The autism awareness movement will berate autistic people to the point of dehumanization, but they never talk about how great it is to be neurotypical.
That's because it isn't great. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely despise how people treat autistic people as being completely non-functional. I guess that's what autism awareness should be about, making people aware of the fact that autistic people aren't just a bunch of man-children.
And then along came autistic people, who had their own ideas. Autistic people have better art, better inventions, better ideas on how to run a society.
Is this some kind of autism supremacy movement? I don't think any of those things happened because they were autistic. I think they were just smart people who just so happened to be autistic. If they even were autistic, I'm pretty sure none of this has been proven.
And we have a lot more than just pattern-seeking skills.
We have bigger dicks, too!
Autistic culture and the culture of autism awareness cannot coexist, because if autistic people are left alone for too long, then autism awareness will be shown to have nothing to offer, and slowly decay out of existence.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about autism awareness, so...
And this manifests in the memes. Now, the TBH creature isn't the most offensive meme. In fact, it's probably one of the least offensive memes out there.
And that's why it isn't funny. Or good representation.
But memes are basically the language of the internet, and
I always viewed them as being jokes, but I guess nowadays anything can be a meme.
the message of this meme as it relates to autistic people is that it's great to be autistic.
How does this represent autism, and how does it represent it being great to be autistic?
And by implication, it's also against autism awareness. And this is the same reason why this article conveniently leaves that out.
No, I think you're really just trying to stretch nothing into something. Damn, maybe we should be put on leashes.
Instead saying that the meme belongs to quote-unquote everyone.
It's a meme, anyone can use it. It's not restricted to autistic people. It wasn't even supposed to be related to autism when it was made. Some people just abducted it and made it into the autism mascot. I doubt most people who even enjoy the meme are actually autistic. Labeling yourself as autistic just seems to have become a sort of trend. Personally, I'd rather not be defined by my disability, and would rather be defined by who I am, so I will not be putting neurodivergent in my Twitter bio.
Which would be like saying that the Israeli flag or Palestinian flag belongs to everyone.
Damn, I've always wanted autism to be a country. I even made a flag for it. I feel like your comparison is a bit flawed there, buddy. They're just jokes on the internet.
By presenting the meme into a potentially pro-autism awareness symbol, they're ruining the meme itself.
But I thought the whole point was that they hated the meme. Why would they try to use it?
The message and meaning is no longer there.
There never was any message or meaning, it's just a shitty drawing.
The reason why they don't want autistic people to be associated with things, creatures, or beasts is that they want to infantilize autistic people.
But they said the reason was because they didn't want autistic people to be compared to wild animals. But let's say they're lying about that. What makes the autism creature any less infantilizing? If anything, it's more so, because it looks like a 2-year-old drew it. And now people are spreading it around as the mascot for autism. That Reddit post really did get it all right. How did you screenshot it and never read it?
To the point where anything more offensive and cultured than a puzzle piece and some weird clip art is too much for autistic people.
You literally described the autism creature.
Where anything more offensive and cultured than a
shitty drawing that looks like it was made by a 2-year-old
and some weird
German kid saying yippee
is too much for autistic people. Quite ironically, implying that is extremely offensive and is doing real-world harm to autistic people. They basically want to steal the TBH meme so it can carry on the meta symbolism, which basically says, go back to the kiddie pool.
You're making this too easy, buddy.
So it's already bad enough that this is one of the first things that show up when you search TBH creature or autism creature.
Yeah, that does suck. Why can't my YouTube video be first?
But this is part of a bigger movement to appropriate autistic culture.
I don't think I have to rebuttal that. I think that's kind of blatantly stupid. Anyway, he then goes on talking about ADBBDB or whatever, and that's not what I'm talking about right now, so I will skip it for you, my best friend.
And it's autistic people that want autistic children.
You know, maybe it's just me, but I don't really want my baby to be born with a disability.
Basically, they're trying to use autistic aesthetic to promote an anti-autistic message and destroy autistic culture.
And you're trying to use something unrelated to autism to support an autism supremacy message.
This is why I propose that we should make our memes actually offensive.
I agree, that would be much funnier. Finally, something I agree with. I always had faith that you'd have the right opinion at the end.
Not against ourselves, of course, but against autism awareness.
God damn it. Yes, of course. It is okay to insult this one thing, but insulting the other thing is bad.
The goal here is to remind everyone, this is our culture.
I don't want to be defined by that random garbage though, it means nothing. I want to be defined by who I am as a person. Autism isn't a personality trait.
This is their culture. This is what we do.
Yes, I remember it like it was yesterday. The day you invented E=mc².
This is what they do. This is what we strive for.
Communism?
This is what they strive for. And our control over our own memes is here to stay.
And that's why I'm saying I hate the autism creature. Thank you, buddy. I knew you'd always have my back. Anyway, that is the end of Point of No Return's video. Here's a screenshot for preservation. His channel seems to be mostly about autism, which is sad. If there's anything you should take away from this video, it's that you don't need representation. You don't need to be represented by anything. It just creates a stereotype, and people tend to enjoy it because it shows them in a flattering light. Just be yourself, and if yourself is annoying, then listen to the words of the great Trout.
All hail Brighton! All hail Brighton!
I'm ready. Promotion. I'm ready. Promotion. Ooh, I think I stepped in something.